हमने कल ही किया था, तो आई
हाँ, actually. So what do we do today?
हमने और आप उसका so maybe we can just discuss what we did yesterday if you
We can do that, but the main thing is if I would have had the chance to witness it, you being a therapist, I would have been able to break it
okay
down more easily.
then. So at least we also know कैसे I have everything. What do you think, Runa?
No,
I missed what you
yeah,
said.
your video was frozen and your voice was cracking.
I said हमने because we did it yesterday only. I don't know अगर तभी it's not even
You're
like
frozen.
Yeah, Payal,
अभी हमने कल ही किया है.
Payal, you have to repeat it again.
Y'all are freezing for me.
Your network is not, I think so.
मेरी okay. One, I'm saying, Runa, what do you think? I'm asking Runa.
Yeah, about? Sorry, can you repeat it?
Like, I feel we've done it yesterday. So I would just like to discuss what we did. I don't want to go through.
But वो अभी then what will Alankrita do? Like how she has not seen the session, na? So how will we discuss? Like how will she comment on it?
Wait, ma'am, should I just tell you I have everything written with me? आपको क्या लगता है? मैं बताऊं मैं आपको क्या लिखा है?
हाँ, you can. एक second, हाँ, you can. But even if you break down it for me, मुझे फिर भी मेरे को पता नहीं चलेगा कि when you were doing it, how were you doing it, right? If I could witness something, then I could have probably added to it. But anyways, चलो आप बताओ पहले. First you tell me what was
हम्म,
the
ये
what
बात.
was the topic, what
हाँ जी.
what was taken up.
I'm just opening a book, मैम. मैंने सब नोट करके रखे हैं. एक मिनट, इसका बुक खोलती हूँ.
Hmm.
As a therapist, I will just take you through,
Hmm.
and then probably Runa can share her experience. How
Hmm.
did she feel?
Okay.
So, ma'am, we started with the meditation. आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Should I switch off the fan?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you.
So we started with the meditation, and before the meditation, so I made her do, I made her connect with the earth, Mother Earth. Then I made her, focus on her breath in
Hmm.
spite of whatever thoughts were coming. I said, just take your attention back to your breathing.
Hmm.
And then I made her focus on scan her body to see if
Hmm.
there's any physical or any emotional, if she's feeling physically any heaviness or emotionally she's feeling any charge and in which part of the body. And then I made her touch that part and then I told her to breathe into that part.
Hmm.
And then I told her to imagine white light entering your Sahasranama chakra into your entire body, energizing every chakra and every cell of your body. And then I again brought her attention to breathing. Then again connection with mother. Then I told her to open her eyes. Then I said, now without speaking anything, just write down what you felt. So
Okay.
for which, would you like to say, Runa, what you wrote?
Yes.
I want to ask something. Did you all decide on the problem statement or the issue which you took up, or was it decided
No,
later?
it was decided later. Or one more thing I told her while doing the presenting problem I asked her later. I started with the meditation. In the
Hmm.
meditation, I told her let's also put an intention that
Hmm.
today whatever we are doing will help you become a better version of yourself.
Okay, so was it more generic, like it was a generic thing?
So the initial
Was based on
okay.
what I'm feeling in my body, like wherever is the discomfort. Based on that, like she asked me, what am I feeling? Is there any issue? So in that, I think when she asked, I said, I'm feeling very heavy in my heart.
Hmm.
And I said, it feels like there is a missing link. From there, the problem started actually after this
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
So it was more like connecting through the somatic thing.
Hmm.
And then when I said why, then when she asked why there is a missing link and everything, I spoke about my relationship with my mom, which is not very good. So I felt like that is the only thing which is not going well in my life.
Hmm.
And that feels like, that is the only thing which is missing for me. So from there, I think she took me to the um, inner child and the incident.
Hmm.
Yeah. Payal, you want to say? She
So
has
yeah,
more details.
I asked her if there's anything on your mind. So after the meditation, she felt she's feeling lighter and supported.
Hmm.
Earlier she was feeling heavy, and then she felt light and supported. Is anything on your mind? Like she said, everything is good from all perspective.
Hmm.
Only one thing in her heart, she's feeling there's something missing. There's something not perfect.
Hmm.
Then she spoke about her mom.
Hmm.
And then she told me, I asked her about the background. Then I went ahead and asked her about her mother.
Hmm.
A lot about her father. I did a little bit of traumagram, very little. I didn't go in deep. I did for her mother. So I realized that her mother was the last sibling,
Okay.
and because of her brother, they had one, two, three, five daughters and one son.
Okay.
And mother was the last sibling, so I felt there was clearly break in the bond with her mother and her nanny.
Hmm.
And also, I felt, whatever she told me, her mother's basic response was fight response. So I felt her mother basically grew up with, very low self worth, very low self concept,
Hmm.
and her, she had no relationships. Like she said, she had no friends, she had no connection with her siblings. So basically, she grew up completely, isolated
Hmm.
with no connection. So basically, I felt that she never got love. She never got nurturing. So I basically psych-educated her that I feel intuitively that how could she have given it to you because she never ever felt it herself.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because intuitively I was feeling that
I
she
want to,
never mattered.
yeah, Payal, can you hear me? Yeah, I want to
Yes, ma'am.
interrupt here and ask something, okay? So, this part, I'm little confused. You are narrating about Runa's mom, right? Hannah?
Yes.
This part is
Correct.
about Runa's mom. So first you made her do a grounding exercise. You took her to an exercise, है ना? Through
Correct.
exercise. उस exercise के बाद this issue has come up where this inner child also has come up, right? उसके बाद all of the connection between Runa and mom,
नहीं,
and
inner
mom's
child
history.
inner child नहीं आया मैम. Inner नहीं आया अभी तक.
Okay,
अभी तक नहीं आया, बाद में आए.
okay, okay, okay. So after
Inner child तो अभी आया ही नहीं, हमने शुरू ही नहीं किया.
हाँ हाँ so after
अभी तो
after
हमने
this
सिर्फ इसके
point
बारे में.
Let her speak.
Payal, can you hear me?
I can hear you, ma'am.
Yeah, no, I wanted to ask that, so in between you have introduced traumagram.
मैंने उनको कुछ नहीं बोला मैम, वो बता रही थी तो
अच्छा
मैंने सिर्फ
अच्छा
वो
अच्छा
बनाया पिक्चर.
so the
मैंने उनको
traumagram
कुछ नहीं
was
बोला. Like Runa doesn't
she
know
doesn't
knowledge. Runa doesn't. Runa
got it
is there. But when I drew all this was my analysis.
got it got it
Mother was very distant. Her mother was not connected with the siblings. She never spoke with anybody. Her only response was trauma response was to fight.
okay
She
okay
has no, she never had friends
hmm
and she would get upset. She had no social life.
Hmm.
And so that's what was my gathering.
Hmm.
And then she spoke about, how her mom treated her. She spoke of few incidents where, she got late
Hmm.
and her mother really scrimped at her for
Hmm.
coming late. And she came late because a friend had an accident. And instead of listening to what she was feeling, her mother just kept, hurting her feelings by saying that, don't you understand? This is no way to come. So what would you have done? So Runa felt very inhuman. She felt very terrible that I can't even be kind to my friend. I can't even be kind to anybody. So basically, she never felt safe there. Runa never had a safe space to just be herself.
Hmm. Hmm.
So then I took her through inner child after I understood all this.
Yeah,
Then I did the inner child healing. Juna, would you like to explain that, what I did?
as much as you can. Okay.
Uh, so, uh, so I think we went to this incident where it happened. I was in, I think, class four,
Hmm.
and it was the where my mom was screaming at me that why are you late?
Hmm.
When I said I thought I have a valid reason that my friend had an accident while we were playing, and she said, so what if she had an accident?
Hmm.
And with that response, I think I felt terrible. That I
Hmm.
think the main thing that came out of it was
Hmm.
I I am not even allowed to be my authentic self. I am in general I would like to be a kind person. So I'm like I cannot be a kind person. I cannot be
Hmm.
what I feel like,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I have to listen to her. And I think with that, what did you do? She I'm forgetting. So she called I think my inner child to I took a pillow as well to give it a hug and everything. We did some work,
Hmm.
and I
Correct.
had a good release. I actually had a good release holding the inner child there who felt who felt like she's all alone there and not able to be. I think the main thing that came up was I'm not able to be my authentic self. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I don't remember in the series of the events, but yeah, this is what when Pyle asked me that what would you want to tell your inner child, it came up as
Hmm.
you are allowed to be your authentic self.
Hmm.
You don't have to do what others expect you to do.
Hmm.
Just follow your heart. I think this is what came out
Hmm.
from me to my inner child. Like,
Hmm. Okay, okay. No, also being a client, no, it is not possible. It might not possible for us to follow or remember everything step by step, okay? Especially when it is done very recently, no, we need some time to process information. Okay.
because even I obviously I'm not taking notes also, so I
Yeah.
don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
ma'am,
It will not be possible for a client to keep make notes ना, because already a lot of releases happening. उसके बाद फिर से याद करके फिर से लिखना is a lot for the client, otherwise if we see. ठीक है. But what I want to ask you here is, was there a connection between what was being addressed and how the goal which was taken?
The goal. I think initially Payal identified the goal as, going towards the missing link because I had said it twice or something while I was explaining it to her.
Mm.
And then when we went through somatically,
Mm.
it this incident came up, which I felt somewhere that, I have addressed a lot of other issues for the inner child, but somewhere being the authentic self never came up for me earlier. So I felt probably this could be something that was missing because otherwise I have tried to heal the heart, hurt, and forgiveness and all that stuff. But here somewhere I could relate that this was something that I was feeling very happy actually when I left home, that I can be. I can I'm normally a very social person. I love my friends. My mom didn't like even that. So there were some aspects of my personal personality which had to be suppressed when I was with my parents there.
I want to say something, okay? This is for both of you. Many a times what happens is, if let's say if we do not take a goal initially, जैसे कि when both of you, आप दोनों ने जैसे ही start किया ना, so when you start anything with your client without a proper goal, that what would you want to work on today, when this statement is not being said in the beginning of any session, and when you want to go ahead just in a flow, this point may remain missing. Okay, what is being addressed and what is the goal taken? Because if we go by feelings and feelings and feelings, ultimately, see, for your client, whatever release is happening will be cathartic. Okay, whatever release is happening will be powerful for your client, but as a therapist, no, it is important for you to bring your practice more towards attending to the goal, because तब ना जाके sessions crisp होगा.
Mhm.
And it is also at that point of time you will be able to give guarantee to your clients कि आपका ये problem, कोई भी client आए, आपका ये problem, I will resolve it in 5 sessions, 6 sessions, whatever. So you will not feel like not giving guarantee. You will not feel like, can I give guarantee to this person?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Probably it can be like if I come as a client for some issue,
Hmm.
and on that day probably something else is bothering me.
Yeah.
So we might not address what original issue that I had come up with, and
Yes.
we'll just maybe go through, whatever is the presenting problem.
This is where actually the client is taking the lead and not the therapist. And this is where there can be bypass happening in the real healing process. Of course, whatever you have done, whatever Payal has done, however she has taken up, it is good. Okay, it is good. ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल इसी तरह तरह से जाना है, इसी तरह से करना है. No, it's not like that. But when you have set, even if you have not taken any goal, but let's say whatever presenting issue then shows up. Let's say for you, the missing link was the main issue here. Make sure that you, while you are doing the session, you are able to come to a full circle and release that point, address that missing link.
तो मैं आपको बताती हूँ, एक्चुअली हमने गोल डिस्कस किया था, मैंने उनसे क्लियरली पूछा था एनीथिंग ऑन योर माइंड.
Okay.
I didn't have.
Yeah, I have written that also and asked it categorically, anything on your mind.
Okay.
So
Okay.
then she said that, yeah, this is on my mind, that there's something still missing, that
Great.
there's something not perfect.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Ma'am, I like to go ahead and add about the inner child healing, how
Hanji.
I took her through.
Yes.
So I told her to just breathe normally. And where is she feeling this missing part? She said, I'm feeling it in my heart.
Hmm.
I asked her, what shape is it? What color? What size? He said, it's a pipe. Remember, Runa? It's like a pipe which is going from here to down. It's
Yes.
like a tube. I said, what is the
Yes.
tube? She said, it's semi-solid. It's soft. The color is gray. And I'm
Yes.
not able to breathe freely.
Hmm.
So it is in the throat and in the heart. Then she says, I feel like screaming. I said, please go ahead and scream. So she muted herself and she screamed. And then, when did you feel this? Then I said, okay, when did you feel this feeling? She
Hmm.
said, I felt this in my childhood, and mom used to shut me down. So I said that, okay, how old is this child then? And so I told her that why. She said she's in class second and third right now. And so she said, I said, can you take her to a safe space? She said, yes. I said, can you hold her hand? So she held her hand, she hugged her, and she was with her for a very long time. So much so that I got a little scared. I kept telling her, Runa, breathe with me. Runa, please move your hand up and down. So she was holding the pillow like she was holding her inner child. But I think she stopped moving. So this is my question. She stopped moving. She stopped caressing the pillow.
Payal,
not 10
firstly, I
a.m.
was moving. It was a little lower, which you could not see in the
Ah,
camera. I was moving. Probably it
okay.
was a little lower. I mean, independent
Okay,
because
so
yeah, obviously it's just
I
lower.
got a little worried at that moment. So I
Mm-hmm.
actually called her up to shake her up a little bit. I
Acha.
said this adult self is with this second, third grade Runa. But like she said, she was moving, and then after that, I checked with her. She said I'm okay, and she was like she was totally into it. Then I asked her, "Would you like to seal it?" She said no. I
Mm.
said, "Would you like to integrate it?" Then I integrated their hearts,
Mm.
and then we enveloped it again with a beautiful golden light.
Mm.
Then I said, "What is this now? What is your new anchor?" That's when she said, that her little child is telling her this, that you can be authentic self, you don't have to fear. And what I asked her to give it a shape, she gave it a heart shape. I said, then I closed it by saying that now I want you to take some time
Mm.
and draw this new feeling and write about it, journal about it.
Mm.
And then she drew. Would you like to show that to ma'am what you drew? And I
Only
told her to put it up.
It's
I told her to put it up in a place where you can see it every day. And this is going to be your new anchor. What
yeah.
is done, what needed healing is already healed. You don't have to go back to it.
Mm.
Now this is your new anchor, which came up by yourself, and you need to connect with this and
Mm.
create a new neural pathway.
Okay, okay, great. So new anchor was taken. Did you ask for during difficult times, how did she cope and what decisions were made? Because
Hmm.
that is very important. Okay, so जब भी inner child address कर रहे हो ना, whenever we are taking our clients through an inner child experience, okay, so uh, let's say the client is saying ki I am feeling this is happening to me, my mom is doing this to me, uh, my mom is let's say I am being bullied. Okay, I am being bullied and I'm silently, I can't move anything, I can't move my body, I'm only listening to and getting bullied around people around me. ठीक है? So when it is done, when your client is done uh, imagining or observing or seeing the entire event happening in the mind's eye, ठीक है? When it is done, it is at that point of time you have to tell your clients that now I want you to see that your present day adult self is like a spectator, is your present day adult is moving into this memory, stepping inside this memory, and as spectator, your present day adult is seeing this memory in form of a movie without any interference. So present day adult, why are we bringing? Because we want to clear a distinction that whatever is happening was happening to this person, was happening, it's not happening in the present time.
Yeah, because ma'am, like आप बोल रहे हैं, तो she kept saying, आप फिनिश करिए फिर मैं आपको बोलती हूँ.
ठीक है.
Because we want to clear
Hmm.
this is happening in present, in past, not in present.
Not in present. Because see, one important thing is when we are when we are it most of us are stuck in the past. Okay, most of our are stuck in the past, and therefore whatever identity we carry about ourselves today, it also comes from the past. Whatever identity में क्या आएगा? Not the empowered identities. Okay, if your past has an evidence of, if you have an evidence of having empowered identity in the past, your present will also be empowered. Lekin, when you have had, let's say, a lot of harsh memories in the past and you keep on thinking about the same thing uh, over and over and over again, what will happen is that your brain, so when we keep thinking about the past, our brain cannot differentiate between what is happening in the present and what has happened in the past. And it is at that point of time our present self, we in our present day, we produce the similar set of stress responses, Simply because our brain.
Ma'am, 1 second, ma'am.
Yeah. Can you hear?
1 second. मैम 1 सेकेंड में मैं आ रही हूँ, 1 सेकेंड में, सॉरी.
हाँ. I will keep saying it, okay?
Yeah.
What will happen is that when our body will not know, our brain and body, it will not know the difference between what is happening in the present, what is happening in the present and in the original event. Okay, therefore the stress responses will come from the original event only.
Example, this is important to end it. Like after that, we ask that did it end there or we have to end it now? This
See, I'll tell
is
you.
required.
Yeah. I mean, so what will happen when you are taking your client, let's say you tell your client now, imagine I want you to be a spectator and see this entire event getting replayed in your mind's eye. Okay. Can you see your inner child? You have to ask. Can you see your inner child? And then your client will say, most probably they will say only, I can see. Right? After the entire, so you keep on asking, all right, did you reach to the end of this particular day? Did you reach to the end of this particular event or memory? Okay. When your client will again say,
Reach to the end meaning it's like how that day ended or this feeling ended.
that day, that event.
That event only. Okay.
That event.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever.
After
So when your client will say that yes, your client will say that yes, I'm moving towards the end of this event. Now it is important for you to ask your client that present day adult, tell me in this entire memory, what is the worst part for your, let's say, class 4-year-old? So you have to ask for the worst part in this memory.
So let's take this example only, I think. Let's do this. I think I'm not getting it fully. So for the same incident, if I have to say, then what question she will ask? She will ask about the decisions, coping, or this question. This is the first question.
I'll tell you. I'm saying it in flow. Okay.
Okay.
You will do, let's say I am the client, you are the therapist, and then uh, you have taken me through an exercise, and let's say I feel some form of pain here. Then you will ask me, Acha Alankrita, now tell me, close your eyes and see where in your body do you feel this discomfort. I will say I feel some discomfort in my throat. What is this discomfort about? So I will say that I feel a lot of pain from my throat to chest. Okay. And then you will tell me what pain is it? What is there a memory behind this pain? Is there a memory or an event associated with this pain? Okay. Among many different events and memories, what is that one event which is
Ma'am,
standing?
I can't hear anything.
I can hear, but
I don't know
you
क्या
can
हुआ.
check.
Payal, can you put earplugs because I'm saying in a flow, I might lose my flow, okay?
अच्छा मैम, ठीक है.
So what will happen then? Where was I? Yeah. So
The pain.
yeah. So at that point, let's say you ask me, you are the therapist, okay, Runa? So you ask me, Acha Alankrita, now tell me, I'm sure you might have a lot of events and memories coming up. Okay, is there a particular memory which is standing out for you? All right. So I will say yes. I can see that I am 10 years old and I am being bullied and I can't say anything to all my bullies. And I feel so lonely. I feel so unsupported that I agree to be friends with this bully people than to not have any friends.
This is the decision.
No, this is just me as a client. I am saying this.
Okay.
But you as a therapist have to know this because here lies a belief that it's better to live with untoxic people than to lose them, because if I lose them only, I will be alone.
Okay.
है ना? So
Mm-hmm.
as a
Okay, to identify the belief from this event is important.
yeah, I mean, I am saying this because of the more you
भैया को
practice, the more easy.
Kyle, can you try to reconnect maybe?
Yeah. So ठीक है, the more you
Mhm.
ask me, ask me.
So for this, just to take this example now, like whatever we were doing,
Hmm.
now you said as a therapist, can I ask like what was the worst part?
You will ask.
So
Wait,
what?
let me
Okay,
come to
that
that
is
point.
later. Okay, that is.
Let me come to that point. ठीक है? And then maybe you ask me कि okay, so you are 10 years old. What is happening? Go into this memory and tell me what is happening. And I will narrate you the memory. ठीक है? After I have completed narrating, let's say my ending words are like, I just feel extremely lonely and I feel fearful, and I feel that if I take a stand for myself and if I say something, uh, more bad things can happen to me. So I prefer not to say and keep it inside of me. Automatically, that explains this pain, no?
Yeah.
Imagine, Runa, when you want to say something and you are not being able to say, you're not being able to express, will you not start feeling that pain in
Yeah.
your throat?
Yes. Yes.
Anna? So I'm saying this again and again because when you keep being a therapist, your observations will become very sharp then.
Hmm.
ठीक है? And
No, I
don't worry
think this
about
is
it.
yeah, this is one good point. And because I had said I felt in my throat and chest. Okay.
हाँ.
Probably the chest wala was authentic self-related,
Hmm.
but the throat was related to not being able to express
Hmm.
or being free to because I even shouted, I even screamed. So
Hmm.
that part was actually missing. I think that is a good point. That if I was so what exact questions would have been asked there, like what decision I took or what next. You're
Come.
coming there. Till
Yeah,
now we are not there. Okay,
you're
that's
not
fine.
there because see, you have to you have to be in that flow, na? ठीक है? So the first step is to I will not go back to first step. I will continue. Later, I will come back. Okay. So, uske baad, let's say you ask me that, okay, so what is happening? I tell you that as 10-year-old, I feel being bullied. I have no friends. These friends are only mine, known people. I am a very shy person. I feel um, I feel very humiliated. I feel very afraid to make friendship with new people. So whatever friends I have, चुपचाप मैं रह लेती हूँ अपने friends के साथ, even though they are toxic and all. So I will not say that they are toxic and all, but as a therapist, you
Hmm.
already be able to figure out, है ना? And then I say कि हाँ, that's it. That is what I can see. Now you tell me. All right. So this is your memory as 10-year-old. Okay. Present day adult, I am speaking to you. Can you hear me? And then I will say, yes, I can. And then you as a therapist will tell me, present day adult, how old are you? I will say 34. Whatever your client's age is. So I'll say I'm 34. 34-year-old adult, I want you to now step inside this memory of being 10 years old and see this particular event getting replayed in front of you, and you are just an audience to it. And then I will keep replaying this event. Whatever I said, same cheesy, your clients will see. Okay? Extra, we just use certain words like it will be replayed like a movie in your mind's eye, ताकि वो clarity रहे instructions में. Okay? उसके बाद क्या पूछना है कि, all right, can you see your 10-year-old inner child? And then I will say, yes, I can see. Okay, keep moving. Keep observing, just keep observing. and let me know once you reach towards the end of this observation.
Mm-hmm.
I say कि हाँ, I can see it. It has ended now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a therapist, you will tell me, okay, present day adult, tell me, for your 10-year-old, what is the worst part in this entire event?
So now the current adult will answer, or the inner child will answer this question?
Current adult will answer because
Ma'am,
current
can you
adult,
repeat what as for the present day adult? What?
so we will ask the present day adult. Payal, can you switch off your video? तब शायद थोड़ा अच्छा होगा.
ठीक है मैम, कर देती हूँ. थोड़ा इधर इंटरनेट इशू है. हाँ जी मैम.
ठीक है? Okay. Can you hear me well, Payal?
I can hear you, ma'am. For the present day adult, what will we ask?
Yeah. So now we will ask the present day adult that 34 years old, or we will ask present day adult, tell me what is the worst part for your 10 years old inner child in this entire memory? Why do we ask this question to the adult? Because adult was the observer of the memory. आपके साथ जब कुछ हो रहा है,
ठीक है.
you might not be able to feel it and tell it, but it's like as an audience, it's more easier for you to pinpoint out things, no?
Hmm.
Okay.
Are you understanding, Runa?
Now I'm seeing how different will it be from what my inner child would say versus what my adult would say here. Like, but she will say from the current perspective. Like back then, my mom was like that. So
No,
how?
you just have to observe as if you're observing your own self from a distance and observe karke, because see, when let's say I am in a very toxic relationship, I can only see love in that other person, but you as my elder, you will only be able to see, no, ki are, it's not love, it's toxicity. So you will be able to tell me, no, कि see, these ये जो मार खाया है ना इस relationship पे, these are not सबूत of प्यार,
I get your point.
है ना?
Ma'am, इसी में ये question भी पूछ सकते हैं. How did you cope and what decisions did you take?
Yes, उसके बाद. So I will say now, let's say you are the therapist, you ask me the present day adult, what is the worst part? What is the worst part for your 10-year-old? And I
हाँ
will
जी.
say for my 10-year-old, the worst part was feeling extremely scared and left out.
Hmm.
Okay, and bearing other people's bully. Okay.
So here
हाँ.
in the answer, are we looking for an emotion? If the person says that
No, we are only looking for what was the worst part for that inner child.
it can be anything.
Yeah, it can be anything. Okay.
Like in my situation, I would say that she was not allowed,
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
she has no say. Maybe she has no say. She cannot speak anything.
She has no say. She cannot speak anything. Okay, let's say that is the worst part for your inner child. For me, my worst part would be I am getting bullied and I can't do anything. Okay, I feel very scared, and also at the same time, I feel that if I speak up, people will leave me. Okay, so
Hmm.
let's then uske baad you will ask me, okay, adult, if this is the worst part for your inner child, just observe how did she cope during this worst part. And I will say she coped by smiling and
Hmm.
it off.
Hmm.
मिल गया ना worst part or coping. उसके बाद you will ask, अच्छा, now adult, tell me, did she make any decision here about this entire scenario? And I will say yes. She made a decision that it's not safe to open your mouth and be verbal. to have to be opinionated, because if I have my opinion, they will bash me harder.
Hmm. So this is the belief.
This is the decision.
I mean,
Belief and
you will
decision. Yeah.
you will deduce the belief out of it only,
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah. Because belief se hi we make decision, no?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So what is the question? Did she make a decision?
So you ask, is there any decision which your inner child made about this event here? Made about this, her coping or this event, or made about how she was confronting it? Sometimes there might be a decision, sometimes there might not be a decision. If there is no decision, don't feel is something missing out, because kahi na kahi decision will show up in some form, and you will be able to, like, a decision can be I must not, I should not, I cannot. These are decisions. At the uske baad we will then ask, so let's say, Runa, you're the therapist. Now you will tell me, okay, all right, we have enough information now. Present day adult, I want you to now step near your inner child, go near your inner child, pick her up. If you can pick her up, or if you can hold your hands, bring her out from that event and bring her back to your safe space.
Yeah, this I think.
हाँ, and उसके बाद whatever conversation and these things have to be done, it's done.
Mhm.
All right. Towards the end, you have to see that how has this decision which she has taken in the past, how is it dominating in her present day? And that is where you make the demarcation, and that is where you alarm your inner child, which means your inner child was very tiny. You were just 10 years old, and it was not possible for you to act like an adult. You did the best you could do to survive at that point of time by keeping quiet. But now, as an adult, can you find one single instance where probably you have shown your discomfort to other people, where you did not feel comfortable? चाहे वो, it may be a small no to something. Maybe you were offered ice cream you did not want to eat, and you said ki no, 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 not today.
Mhm.
If yes, then say it, narrate it to your inner child. That is enough. Can you say no on her behalf?
Proof. So give some proof.
Yeah, if you want to give some proof, you can give some proof. If you let's say, if the adult does not have enough proof, then you can always say, you can then show the difference, age difference. Your inner child is 10 years old, you are 34 years old. Tell me what is the age gap? 23 years old gap, age gap, 23 years ka age gap. So it means that you have 23 years more experience of living life than 10-year-old. So, can you help her out and be support to her from this experience? Okay.
मैम सो आप जो बोल रहे हैं
Hmm.
ये जो we have enough information now, I want you to now go to inner child, pick her up and bring her to the safe space. तो मैंने इसके साथ क्या किया था रूना के साथ, I acknowledged her feelings
Hmm.
that I know it's not easy for you, and that's when she started weeping a lot. But when I started telling her that I know what you've gone through, you know, it mustn't have been easy not to be heard, not to feel safe. So
Hmm.
I was actually, is that right what I did?
Yeah, of course, that is the most important part.
ओके सो अब जो मैंने किया वो पहले करना चाहिए, फिर उसके बाद टुवर्ड्स द एंड वी हैव टू डिसाइड आस्क हर हाउ इज दिस डिसीजन, बिकॉज राइट नाउ शी इज इन दैट मेडिटेटिव मोड, आई कुडंट हैव got her out of this. So after I bring her out of that experience, then I ask her, no ma'am, how is this decision dominating in a present day?
Whatever suits your client. If your client is, let's say, if in case of Runa, if she was very in a very deep meditative state, or if
She
she was
was
very much consumed by that moment, no,
correct,
then probably you have to allow her to release what is getting released.
Hmm.
correct,
But maybe uske baad later, when she is a little okay, थोड़ा सा let what we say no sense थोड़ा आ जाए, है ना, थोड़ा सा काम डाउन हो जाए, उसके बाद आपको पूछना है कि just check how is this. You can ask the adult here. Inner child might not be able to say. You ask the adult, Runa, does it mean that just see how this decision is still impacting in your present day?
So when we make the transition, right, like the adult is now a spectator and this whole thing is going on. So after the release and everything, and we have to integrate also, right, there after the release. So after all of that, can we then, as a next step, do this, asking the adult self to look at this event again in front of running as a movie and then ask these three questions, that what was the worst that could happen, how did you cope, and what decisions you made, right? We can ask this after that as well.
After what?
After the inner child release and integration happened.
नहीं, उसके पहले,
नहीं.
no, उससे पहले you have to ask, because integration के बाद फिर से you don't have to, you can't put, it's like,
हाँ.
है ना, it will be it will be
क्लोज हो गया, मतलब बुक बंद कर दी, फिर पूछ रहे हो चैप्टर.
उसके बाद धूमताना ना हो जाएगा फिर से
So,
अगर
ma'am, what you're trying to say is जो ये 3 questions आपने बोले हैं, this we have to do पहले, then we'll take her into that deep meditation, connection with the inner child, and then we'll, towards the end, integration के बाद we ask that question, how does this decision dominate a present day? मतलब before meditation 3 questions and after integration the last question.
don't keep a format like
Structure. But मोटा.
हाँ. So it can be, let's say, grounding हो गया, step number 1, grounding हो गया.
हाँ जी.
You have taken me through a grounding process and then you ask me. Second point, inquiry. First point is grounding हो गया. Second point is inquiry. Inquiry में क्या पूछा कि how are you feeling? Did you sense any sensation in your body? है ना? And if your client says कि yeah, I feel some form of discomfort in my body, then you focus on the discomfort. Okay, inquiry में you focus in the discomfort. Then you see where in your body do you feel this discomfort. So locate the discomfort. After locating the discomfort, आपको क्या करना है? You have to see where is this discomfort coming from. There will be a memory associated. है ना?
Correct.
Which memory is it? Go and step into the memory. Memory में step किया. The first thing what we will ask, how old are you when this is happening? Okay, so we will take the age. All right. And now we will explore this memory. Okay, now that you are X-year-old, tell me more about this memory. What happened? What incident is this? Where are you? Who all are around you? We are exploring it. Okay. So once this exploration is done, then you speak to the adult. Present day adult, can you hear me? And your client will say yes. Present day adult, how old are you? I am, let's say, 34, 40 years old. Okay, great. So present day adult, now that you have spoken about this memory, I want you to just for one more time, I want you to step inside this memory and see it getting replayed in front of you like a movie, and you just be a observer. हो गया? Observer mode में आ गए? Clear till this part?
So do we have to narrate the memory again?
You don't have to narrate the memory again. Your client does not have to narrate the memory again क्योंकि client ने already पहले एक बार narrate कर चुका है ना इससे पहले when you exploring में.
ठीक है मैम. So you just go through it as a spectator.
Yeah. And just you keep on asking, okay, can you see your inner child? All right, see it. Allow yourself to watch this entire memory. Go through it. And let me know once you are done observing it fully. Okay? And your client will say, okay, I am done now. Now, can you see your inner child? Your client will say yes. So now you ask this question. Okay, present adult, tell me what is the worst part for your inner child in this entire memory? What, how did she or how did your inner child cope while all of these was happening? Is there a decision which your inner child made? Done. Okay. उसके बाद go to the inner child, carry her or carry him or simply hold her hand and walk her from that memory to safe space. उसके बाद do the exchange, do the release. All right. Whatever release, whatever exchange is
I
happening.
have a question. So, since we are in the observer mode, for the release again, we have to go as a like for the inner child only. The inner child has to have that cathartic release, right?
Both inner child and adult, because all of it will happen in the safe space, no?
Okay.
है कि नहीं? Both of it will be happen in safe space.
Then here, after this point, again, I have to do what I did with her. I acknowledged the feelings. I held her hand
हाँ,
and I acknowledged the feelings where she started weeping. And
yes,
then I gave her that space. Then I
yes,
kept telling her to do havening.
हाँ,
So वो
very
सब
true.
करना कि just make sure you're safe, and while you're doing, gave her that space to be. Then I
हाँ,
told her if you're ready to integrate.
हाँ,
And then she said yes. And then I told now your heart is merging into her heart.
हाँ, हाँ,
And then after that, we took the golden light to close it.
हाँ.
And she
Everything is good. Everything is fine. It's just maybe before before integrating completely and becoming one. ठीक है?
hmm
Before integrating and becoming one, you have to ask the adult. और उसके बाद भी you can ask the adult, can you now see, or adult, do you now know how all this time your this past decision was impacting you all this time? So can you now let it go because it is in the past and you are not 10 years old anymore, you are XYZ years old.
So if we have to end it, we seal, we do the, acknowledgement, release, sealing. Do we need to do the sealing and then we can uh, do this query that how is it impacting your current?
It does not have a fixed format. However, the session flow is happening. If you want to ask the question after all the if you see that your client is now, oh अच्छा इसीलिए ऐसा हो रहा था, okay, 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 so now fine, are you now able to just integrate? Can you just show your inner child that it is over for her? Because it's important for you to show your client that the inner child's experience, it is over, it's not happening in the present. Why it is
So
over?
ending and then integrating, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. आपको ये step, why is it important? Because your brain and body does not know what is in the present and what is past, what is reality, what is past. Okay, therefore you have to tell. आपको बोलना है, तभी तो conclusion मिलेगा ना. ठीक है?
हाँ जी. एंड देन कंक्लूजन में ये गोल्डन लाइट करके फिर वो एंकर कर सकते हैं.
हाँ जी. All right.
और फिर मैंने वो जो ड्राइंग करवाया वो सब ठीक था मैम.
Everything is good. Everything is good. I don't see any uh, problem in the format which you have followed, because see, when you are dealing with your client, no Payal, only you will know because you are the therapist here.
करेक्ट.
ठीक है? So whatever you are going ahead with, be confident and go ahead, and it is okay. I just asked you in between एक question की, did you ask for coping and the decision made and the worst part, है ना? तो इसको बीच में कैसे लाना है अभी
करेक्ट.
आपको पता है, बस बाकी सब ठीक है. All right, everything is fine, and keep this thing in mind ki whatever is being addressed, there should be a connection between whatever is being addressed and whatever goal or feeling was taken. If you take, let's say we will work on if you take a goal of, let's say, fear of flying, fear of cats, whatever it is, if ऐसे set goals लेते हो तो आपको goals, you have to make sure that the goal is being achieved. Okay, sometimes the session can be lengthy. You can divide it
So
into.
how do we ensure this goal is achieved? Do we say in a scale of 1 to 10 something, or how do you feel about this particular problem right now, or how do we establish that the goal is achieved?
The goal, how do you establish, is by asking the client, how do you feel about it now, by showing the difference, no, that it has happened earlier. Now it is different. When it comes to, actually, it's very client centric. Your client will tell you. Your question is to keep asking. Okay, your client will tell you that.
So is it advisable to have this, barometer so that, we also get something as the problem was probably at, 10 or
You
something, and
can,
now,
you can, you can use it. If that gives you as a therapist clarity, it'll whatever gives you clarity, you'll be able to transfer that clarity to your client.
yeah, it will be easier to show them that the session has been successful, and, a significant amount of release has happened, which is helping right now.
Yeah, and sometimes when it's about fear with a particular thing, no, if you're addressing some form of fear, then you have to tell your clients that it might take another session.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm. मैम आई हैव टू क्वेश्चंस इन दिस
Yeah.
वन इज दैट व्हाट ऑल जो हमको आप लोगों ने एक फॉर्मेट दिया था व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड दिस इनर चाइल्ड कि इसमें उसमें से हम इसमें अभी जो आपने बताया पूरा प्रोसेस एंड व्हाट वी डिड उसमें से क्या क्या इसमें कवर हुआ इफ यू कैन टेल अस लाइक विजुअलाइजेशन सोमैटिक इनर चाइल्ड अभी जैसे आपने लिखवाया ग्राउंडिंग इंक्वायरी क्वेश्चन यू नो एंडिंग इंटीग्रेशन तो हमने इसमें क्या क्या यूज किया एक बार आप बता सकते हैं मैम तो थोड़ा इजी हो जाएगा
So first of all, तो we did grounding,
हाँ जी
we did
That is-
grounding, we did inquiry. यहाँ पे ना आप ऐसे मत काउंट करो कि what
नहीं
are.
जस्ट नहीं मैं अब सिर्फ अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए हमने
Okay, okay.
विजुअलाइजेशन किया
हाँ,
हमने इनर चाइल्ड किया हमने इसमें सोमैटिक किधर किया है जस्ट फॉर मी
yeah,
टू अंडरस्टैंड
okay,
एज
okay.
बिकॉज आई एम लर्निंग बस
So we did grounding, ठीक है.
हम्म
We did grounding कैसे? Through visualization. So यहाँ पे आप mindfulness का भी कुछ टेक्निक यूज करके you can do. All
हम्म
right. उसके बाद you have done inquiry. उसके बाद the entire process was about inner child.
ओके मैम
Okay. Inner child से ही inner child plus somatic you did.
वेयर डिड वी डू इनर चाइल्ड प्लस सोमैटिक इसमें
Inner child is the entire process.
हम्म
Somatic you did used havening, no, as tool. Somatic is the tool.
करेक्ट
Inner
सोमैटिक हमने हेवनिंग किया और
inner child
First,
is the process. Somatic is the tool.
body, do you feel the pain? Is that not somatic?
Uh-huh.
She asked, like, initially, where in the body do you feel discomfort? Is that not somatic?
It
Like
is.
your
It is.
heart and your throat and how it feels.
It is.
So there
So,
also we are using.
so process is inner child. Inner child में आप tools अलग अलग यूज कर रहे हो.
Hmm.
जैसे कि पायल, when you made her draw something, no,
हाँ जी
and write, draw and write, you have used therapeutic art or maybe journaling.
हम्म
Yeah.
In this case, you can tell me better what you have used.
So I've used somatic, I've used therapeutic art,
जी.
visualization.
Yeah.
Got it, ma'am. And ma'am, how to keep myself space and not get affected by my client
It is
before, during, and after?
number one, so it's not my story. Okay.
Okay.
That is the big,
Grounding as well, I guess.
yeah, grounding fully. It's not my story. And in grounding also, while you meditate, you just tell that it's not my story. And it's like you are a doctor, but you are specialized in one sector, one branch. That doesn't mean that every patient you can come and treat, no? If you are a medicine ka doctor, you will not be able to understand in depth whatever a gynecologist does or whatever pata nahi urology does, है ना? You just have to say that I am the therapist here and I might feel something, but it still is not my story. Okay? And if at any point, let's say you feel affected, if you are doing it online, offline, whatever, I told you, no, this leaning, go back. Go back. Feel that the moment you go back, this is your territory. This is your territory. You can energetically mark your territory before you start the session. Till the screen is your territory. Beyond the screen is not your territory.
Sure.
You just do, a cut like from your, what do you say?
Cord cutting.
Cord cutting.
Yeah,
मैम
just
cord cutting कैसे करते हैं मैम?
Cord cutting, very, very simple. You just see that this is you standing here. You imagine that you are standing here. Whoever the person is, जिसका भी story आप देख के you are feeling affected, the other person is standing here, and you just ask yourself that is there a cord which is connected from my body to this other person's body? If yes, take energetic scissors. Imagine you are cutting it as close as possible from your body and as close as possible from the other person's body, and see that that cord is being burned.
No, ma'am.
All right, whatever your energy is there, it will come back to you. Whatever the other person's energy, intention, whatever you have unconsciously picked up, you're giving it back. तो एक काम कर सकते हो आप पायल. This is something which I did in my initial years of practice a lot. Okay, so while you go to bed, no, imagine all of the people जिनसे आप पूरा दिन में मिले हो, जिसके साथ आपका बात हुआ है. Okay, you imagine all of their energy which you have absorbed, everything is moving out of your body. Just do this. I just keep.
yeah, actually do it today also, and call back all your energy.
Yeah, I just do this. Take it. Go, 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 go. It's leaving. It's leaving. Go, go. It's leaving. Bas. It's all leaving. ठीक है? Done. Now I'm taking back everything. I just say मेरे पास ना पहले तो बहुत पेशेंस हुआ करता था कि I would say whatever I'm bringing it back. उसके बाद after I did it for months, उसके बाद I felt कि everything that is mine, I'm taking it back. Everything which is not mine, I'm giving it. है ना?
ठीक है मैम.
सो जाओ अब.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम.
Okay, you're most welcome.
आज का सेशन बहुत हेल्पफुल था मैम.
Thank you.
Runa, it'll be nice to receive your feedback about my session, please. जैसे आपको क्या फर्क लगा? As a therapist, I'm asking you if you can give me a feedback as a client.
So I definitely had a big release, yeah, on that, in an area where actually I had not worked on. So I felt that was very helpful. Like after the session, I actually felt that aha moment.
So
That
sweet.
oh, actually I was stuck in this particular area of my life where I was not being myself. I was not doing a lot of things for myself. And then actually after the session, I went into writing.
I told you to write a letter to your mother, na?
Letter to my mother. I think I didn't write that. I need to write it. What I started writing was what is actually my authentic self. What do I associate myself with? Because there are some things which I'm doing, you know, which are not mine basically, and I was trying to understand that I've taken up few things which is not mine, and I think one of those was also I made a change today as well. So I have been trying for long time to add a exercise, what do you say, a routine to my life. But I'm not able to do that somewhere I feel, I have to be there for my baby, for do this for my husband, for my house. Everyone will come. But today, when I intended that no, I should take, because I used to enjoy sports. I used to enjoy physical activity so much, and I just left it in this whole, as life came up. I did it today, so I took time, and I said, let me just start off with walking.
So
I
nice.
went out today in the fresh air and I took a walk of like 30, 45
Mhm.
minutes.
How
And
nice, Runa.
that felt really good after a long, long time. Before that, I
Mhm.
used to think I don't have time, I don't have time, I have to do this, I have to do that. But today I consciously read, no, this is something I have to do it for myself. And this is what I'm allowed to do. I think that really stuck with me, that I'm allowed to be my authentic self.
Mm. So
Mm.
beautiful.
What you can also do, sometimes you can keep a check with your clients, okay? So let's say as therapist, whatever homework you give to your clients, and
Mm.
Mhm.
you let's say you have a track of if they are able to do it or not. If let's say if they're not able to do anything, let's say if Runa is, let's say a different client, like it's Runa only, her issue only, but it's a different person. Sometimes when we have a difficult relationship with our parents, no, writing a letter might also seem difficult initially, so try to give something alternative. Okay.
Like what, ma'am? Alternative life?
Writing a letter can be difficult, so instead maybe just you can allow your client to stand in front of a mirror and
Hmm.
say whatever she wants to say without imagining the person, concerned person towards whom it is meant, and just say. And maybe dhire dhire that concerned person can, you can your client can start imagining, or imagine as if mom is standing in front of me, and then I'm saying it, and then maybe going writing it down. तो जो भी आप होमवर्क देते हो ना, उस होमवर्क अगर कर ना पाए तो थोड़ा इजी कर देना है आपको.
वही
Yeah.
मैंने रूना को ऑप्शन दिया था कि if she feels like she can write, if
Yeah,
not she can, if she doesn't feel like, she doesn't have to write the letter.
yeah.
है ना रूना?
Just a second, okay? I'll come back. Okay?
But actually, I wanted to write, but what happened is in my initial I realized in my initial therapy days, like when I had taken some therapy around
Runa
this.
ma'am is gone out somewhere.
Yeah, I'm telling you only then. It's
अच्छा.
okay. So that time I was, very scared. Like when my inner child was there, I was very scared of my mother. Like in one of my very early sessions, because I was not allowed to speak. No.
Correct.
So it was very difficult for me to even face her during that session. I was totally spinning to avoid her. I was not even coming in front of her. I was so scared as a child. And when I was, trying to write a letter, I was like, what do I write? Because if I direct it to her, it's so scary. And maybe not that scary. And if I say it as a third person, when I know, okay, obviously she's not rated, I don't have to tell her anything. But it's a little difficult that way, because I have been, as a child, I was very scared of her.
Whenever you're ready, you can do it, Runa. No worries.
Acha, ladies, I'll add a very important thing here, okay? This is how you get to know whether you have a father wound or a mother wound or an attachment wound, whatever it is. Okay?
Mhm, mhm.
Having a father wound and mother wound does not mean that you have to mend your relationship with them. It can mean that whatever impact it had on you, you work on that impact.
Yeah, very powerful.
I didn't understand, ma'am.
If you are my mother, Payal, and if you are, let's say, very harsh to me, if you were very harsh to me, unavailable, like
Hmm.
how my friends' mothers are, you are not like them anymore. You are just not like them. Okay?
Hmm.
I go to therapy. Okay? And sometimes most of the therapists, they focus on healing the mother wound or father wound by building a positive connection between the parent and child.
Hmm.
That might not be true for all your clients all the time. That might not be possible for me. Instead, what you can, as a therapist, what I can be helped with is the damage I have had to suffer because of however my mother's approach was towards me. Let me
Hmm.
work on that damage. That is also healing the mother wound. Because when I heal that damage, my perspective towards looking at the concept of mother might evolve or change or shift to some degree.
Beautiful.
ठीक है?
Yeah, some degree it will be fine, but still we have to address the mom, no?
So, ma'am, I'm
Uh,
sorry, I'm just.
just a second, okay, Payal.
Hmm.
So, Runa, I have had so many men and women in the past who were simply not willing to address it, okay? And that is how I learned that mending your relationship with a parent may not be always possible for each and every client, okay? Because I don't want to manipulate. It's about me, okay? As a therapist, I don't want to manipulate my clients into having a better relationship with their parents like immediately. But let's say a client, there is also client with who has been working with me for 3-4 years now, and जाके the client is able to look at the mother for the mother's story.
So, ma'am, you have to take more sessions to do the. Now, if you have identified, you to do the session for the mother healing or father healing with the client.
That really depends, on
No, if
getting
it's a
your
six
client.
months, if it's a 6 months thing,
हाँ,
और अगर हम इनर चाइल्ड कर रहे हैं और हर बात पे अब जैसे रूना का केस है
हाँ,
आई इफ आई एम डूइंग सेशंस विद हर आई कांट डू इट इन वन सेशन राइट इफ आई हैव हील्ड वन इनर चाइल्ड से टुडे देन नेक्स्ट सेशन में कुछ और निकलेगा फिर कुछ और निकलेगा
तो
फिर
ऑटोमेटिकली पायल, टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन, आप जब कंसल्टेशन में हिस्ट्री लोगे ना, तभी पता चल जाएगा ना कि वेदर देर इज मदर वुंड और फादर वुंड, नो, वेदर देर इज इमोशनली डिस्टेंस बिटवीन पेरेंट एंड चाइल्ड और नॉट, है ना?
हम्म
Based on that, you can take up goal that healing the mother wound, 5 sessions, let's say, or 4 sessions maybe.
और मैम जैसे रूना के केस में इनर चाइल्ड के कितने सेशन होने चाहिए जैसे भी रूना जस्ट एन एग्जांपल
I don't know. I've not taken her history.
बट किसी भी जैसे अगर इसने अपना केस बताया लाइक शी इज गॉन थ्रू लॉट ऑफ ट्रॉमा सो देन इनर चाइल्ड के कितने 7-8 सेशन बट द सेम प्रोसेस
See, right now, the place where I am in, uh, there used to be a time when I thought of addressing everything through inner child, but when you start working with a person, no, anyways, there will be a person behind everything which we believe about ourselves in whatever circumstances we have as an adult in our life. Behind that because of that circumstance, an identity will be created. उस आइडेंटिटी को लेके मैं जो अब जी रही हूँ, बिहाइंड दिस आइडेंटिटी देयर विल बी अ बिलीफ एंड अ स्टोरी, and behind every belief and story will be an inner child, no?
हम्म
So there can be uh, parts of inner child which you may use it in all the sessions, maybe.
हम्म
Use inner child and ancestral, use inner child and womb, use inner child and different modality, whatever come is you use.
Yeah, that's actually a good question that, we it feels actually if you keep doing the same process, there is one topic, right? For example, whatever, fear of judgment or something. And we are doing 4-5 sessions, same process, same thing. Sometimes little bit here and there things come up, like things which are very, adjusting, sorry, adjacent to it keeps coming.
Hmm.
And we keep addressing all of those. But the same process, everything same. Is that what we are saying? We
See,
have to keep.
and you only have to keep listening to what your client is complaining,
Mm-hmm.
then based on that, you go ahead with the session. All right? Because why, as an inner child, what is an inner child? It is ultimately us who have lived through those past experiences, over and over again, right? Yani ki, if I was scared and afraid of my mother, and if I had a difficult relationship with my mom, that did not just happen in one age. No, I am carrying the burden of it, and I'm carrying her belief about myself throughout, isn't it? So it's never about one incident. The impact can.
And then you'll see the client will see the changes happening in their own life, no ma'am. When they do this healing for couple of months with us, they will start seeing the change in their own lives, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I wish I could show you all my clients' response, the ones who've been working with me, let's say for 6 months also, from not being able to uh, say no to anything her parents would say, to now actively telling her mom that whatever is happening in your house, you have to keep it. Your bahu is your concern and not mine. You cannot bitch about your bahu in front of me. That's a boundary that my client has drawn with her mom.
Okay. So, ma'am, what other modalities do you use other than inner child for your clients?
I use a blend of different modalities. I go ahead with inner child, with ancestral work, with past life whenever it is necessary. Baki tools to hai hi somatic. These are tools, no? Somatic, then therapeutic art, breath
Hmm.
work, movement,
Hmm.
energy work like chakra work. I combine it with whatever comes up. No, I go very intuitively.
Got it, ma'am. And ma'am, one last thing I want to know, what are journaling prompts we can give it to our clients?
And you should. You should.
Like how in Runa's case, how do I give her?
Whatever you have decided for her. What did you decide?
No, I too ended up with the statements that she came out with.
So you can give Tuna some certain journaling points either to anchor her new identity or the new anchor. What is the new anchor? To strengthen that anchor, you can give, I don't know what is that anchor. So to strengthen a new anchor, you can give certain prompts. To forgive herself for whatever past she has had, you can give certain this thing prompts. You can give certain prompts.
So
uh,
to forgive herself, what do I tell her to do?
you can ask her to journal certain uh, it can be a free handwriting also, like you can write a letter to yourself instead of
Okay.
journaling. Maybe you can ask Runa to write a letter where she just writes a letter to herself showing her love and forgiveness.
Okay, ma'am. What else?
That's it. You are the therapist here, you would better know it.
Yeah, like
You're getting stuck.
he's told me that fear anything. You don't have to do what others tell you to do, and you can be your authentic self.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Most welcome. Runa, do you have anything
Thank
to
you,
ask?
ma'am. Ma'am, I'm
Yeah,
leaving, ma'am.
एक second, Payal.
yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't want to take much time, but I felt if I could discuss this, the just in my case, if I just answer the three questions, okay, what was the worst thing that happened, and sorry, how did I cope, and what decision? If I just answer, can you just help me? Yeah, Payal. Thank you.
Yeah, tell me.
So the
Thank
worst
you.
thing that happened,
Hmm.
worst thing that happened, uh, would be that I felt that I don't have any voice. I don't have any say. No, I don't have any voice.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. उसके बाद how did you cope? How did you
How did I cope? I kept
with
my mouth shut. I
with
was like, till I am in this house, I
uh,
have to listen to her.
okay. That is a decision. Keeping your mouth shut is a coping.
Mm-hmm.
That is already a decision taken. That till I am in this house, I have to uh, follow. है ना?
Follow whatever she says.
I can't have my own stand, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that it is a decision which is taken by 4-year old. Class 4-year-old money kitna? 8-9 years, maybe 9-10, 8-9.
8, 9.
So 8-9 years can only think from that perspective and that angle only, no?
Mm.
Which means how can you guide your 8-9-year-old, tell me? Because a decision which is taken by a 8-year-old child, that child is taking decision not from logic, because the logical brain has not even developed.
Mm.
Taking from fear, is taking from
Mm.
survival, because probably she has also witnessed other people in that house who has not opened mouth or who felt maybe a little threatened by mom's
There
presence.
was one more thing, maybe I don't know which where it should come in. I felt that I clearly felt my mom is wrong.
Hmm.
Okay, and I knew it. I think after there were many other incidents, I knew that I don't have to trust her blindly. I think, okay, I think trust. I was like, I cannot trust her because she can say things which are wrong, and I have to use my own brain at that age. That I have to know what is right. I cannot just trust her, and
This,
I think I did have issues with trust after that.
hmm, है ना? Which means, which means,
तो यहाँ पे जैसे मल्टीपल चीज आ गए, एक ट्रस्ट वाला आ गया, एक वॉइस वाला आ गया, और एक and I think one more thing that I have to listen to others, maybe something like that. So how there are like multiple things came up. What do we do like this?
you have to see, I can, for me to go in depth, you have to really take it up for yourself. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you really have to take it up for yourself, because if these things are showing up now in this point of your life, Hannah, I really want you to honor it by whatever means you can. And it's important for you to work on it so that you have an answer to certain things, so that you don't have to any longer take beliefs, all right, which beliefs which are not serving you, which has not served you. Because if that has happened, certain answers which you always wanted from mom and you did not receive, whatever you did not receive remains with you. Whatever remains with you, you can pass on to your child only that much. Because if you want to be a very good mom, let's say everybody wants to be a good mom, okay? Especially when we have had trauma in our life and we are aware that we were being traumatized by our parents.
You want to do the opposite.
We want to do the opposite, and doing the opposite, we are also being control freaks to our children, no? That is when parents become very controlling unknowingly, and then you end up becoming the person you have clash with.
Mhm.
This is why one-on-one work is important,
So, for example, in this case, if there is a client who is coming up with these kind of statements in 3 different parts,
Mm.
so in that session we take up with only one, and maybe the other themes we can do in the later sessions, right?
Yeah, you should later sessions mein hi you should one by one.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the same time the client might feel that हाँ ठीक है, let's say 36 का आंकड़ा है मेरे माँ के साथ, let's say Pardon my language. Suppose I have certain kind of, I don't have a that great bonding with my mom, but at some point I might, as a client, I might also feel bad, no, ki I don't want to be harsh also as a daughter. Probable feeling of a client. Or some clients might feel that ki, I am going to do whatever it takes. I just don't want this woman's domination in my life anymore. It can be that also. It can be like, so many clients are there that they choose not to heal because it feels like if I heal, I am betraying my mom because my mom is already suffering a lot.
Yeah.
So how can I be a part of her suffering? It's like that. है ना? It's like a client जिसके साथ अभी I am working, whose father has been a person. ऐसे लोग होते हैं ना in villages,
Stingy.
guarantor होता है ना पैसों के साथ. So somebody, so this my client's father has been a guarantor of money to different people. Like he takes charge of things.
Oh my God.
One of the person has
Taking responsibility for
yes,
others.
yes, yes, yes. Something like in small villages ऐसा होता है ना, interest लेके कुछ ऐसा पैसों का ये लेन देन करना. And then my client's father, he was duped by somebody. And it is at that point of time when my client, she is around 37 now, I think 37, 38 now. And now we are working on her issues of she not having money. Because what we found out is that when she saw as a child her father going through all of this and other people pointing at her, she feels like कि वो money रहने से ऐसा होता है तो बेहतर पैसा ही ना रहे ताकि मेरे को इस लेन देन में फंसना ही नहीं है.
Hmm. Hmm. So it's very important to get to the belief part,
Yeah,
actually.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
Otherwise, we'll just heal one part of it and just we'll leave it.
yeah, because these beliefs have so many layer, no, and we interpret it in so many different ways. Especially when we are building up beliefs below age 10, below age 15, we feel that कि आज ये belief चल रहा है, कल this might take a different form. So there is
Hmm.
no proper guidance from a particular space, no. So it's like कि आप एक गाय को ऐसे बिना इस चीज का छोड़ दे तो गाय कहीं भी चला जाएगा ना. So our beliefs become like that, scattered all over.
Hmm.
There is no guidance, no.
Yeah. Clear.
ठीक है.
Thank you so much. It was very helpful today.
You're most welcome. I'm so happy you showed up.
Others would have cancelled it.
Great, great. I was texting Suniti. Oh, let me just stop this.